Hello everybody and welcome back to this Train Sim World 3 news video. It's been a while since I've uploaded. It's been a while since I've done a news video, but we're back with this, not as strong as ever. But we're back. This is quite a large video, so let's jump straight in. This is the official graphic from Dovetail. If you want to look at that, pause now. This is the summary of the video, so we're going to have a look at the Glossop line, the Class 700, Trenton Timetable, Just Trains, new route, some patches, and the leaked Vectron, as well as a few things thrown in here and there. Alright, the Glossop line, it is a fully self-contained route, just a bit of a recap. It goes from Manchester Piccadilly to Hassop, and there's a sort of a Y junction, so you drive up, change ends, continue round, and then change ends again and return into Piccadilly. It releases at the end of June. It is the first time we get Manchester Piccadilly. It comes with the Class 323 in Northern livery. And this is the big one, the enormous new thing. It comes with a guard mode in a single scenario. So this guard mode, they're taking advantage of the fact that the Class 323 has a working guards panel. So as the guard, you will walk up and down the train checking tickets, as you can see in this gameplay screenshot. This is an official screenshot taken from the roadmap, so you can see there's quite a fair bit of functionality in that. You'll also be opening and closing the doors, doing all station duties from a guards panel or the cab, and that should be interesting to see how that pans out. As I said, the Glossop line's coming at the end of June, so there's still a little bit to go. But as you can see, it would appear that the 323 from the background of that screenshot is coming along reasonably well. The timetable of the route, it is 2 trains an hour. You do your cab changeover in the middle of the service, or not right in the middle, but towards the end. And there is one playable service for the Class 158 layer, and there are a few more AI services. Cost-wise, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than a normal route, £20, 25 US dollars. If you have any other if you want to learn a bit more about the Glossop line, I have my own dedicated video on that, and that will be linked in the top right hand corner somewhere around now, so click there and you can go and watch that video to get a bit of an update on what that is. Alright, next we got a further update on the Class 700-0. So, all basic saloon modelling is now complete. The texturing is getting there. It's not 100%, as you can see from these screenshots. It still needs a bit of work, but honestly, it's coming along very nicely. There's a sort of a quasi PIS screen. It's not true to life, but it's close enough. It's much better than, say, the Class 323's PIS. That is pretty awful. The dual mode capability is active, so you can drive with the pantograph up on a route with AC, you can drive with the shoes down. You can do both. Obviously, it won't have any timetabled services that you can drive on any routes with AC, but the option is there. They have unique stopboards with all the various stuff relating to train length. Once again, we're only getting the -0, not the -1s, only the 8-car variant. The -1 is the 10 car? Was it 12 car? Can't remember. But we're only getting the RLU, the reduced length unit, because that is the only one that runs between Dartford and Rainham. Speaking of that, let's talk about the timetable for a second. So it has 80 services, 2 trains an hour, so every half hour between Rainham and Dartford. There are some ECS services in there, out of Gillingham Depot, I should imagine. And there are a few general improvements to the route, including new diesel rail tours with the Class 33 and the 47, etc. And as well, the Class 700 will layer onto Southeastern High Speed on the East Coast main line, just out of St Pancras on that route, where currently there are some Class 66s, there will now be 700s shooting along. Right, the New York Trenton Timetable upgrade. So this has a mix of new formations for the for New Jersey Transit trains. So there'll be some various trains that have the loco leading, the cab car leading. Be more services, more short services that don't go the full length of the route, like out of Secaucus Junction. There will be more AI services coming in and out of Hoboken. Lots of different things. There's not a completely full timetable, especially around Penn Station, that would really throttle performance. But there are also freight services, as you can see in the screenshot. They layer from CSX, and they sort of additionally layer from Horseshoe Curve. So you need to have Sandpatch grade for the freight services, and then if you have Horseshoe Curve, you might get a Norfolk Southern sub into them. And also, there's been a backflip on the LIRR policy. The LIRR trains will feature at Penn Station, so they'll be coming in and out of West Side Yard, rocketing along the LIRR main line out of Penn Station and the East River tubes. So that is very nice. You can see an M7 there, and the M3 of course will layer if you have that as well. So that is the New York Trenton timetable upgrade. Next is some miscellaneous things. So the Add-on Manager, they're still working on that for Xbox. After they release it for Xbox, it'll come out on PC. No due date on that one still. The HST Livery Designer, they're expecting that to release later in June, compatibility for that. And Penn Corridor and the Oakville sub, they're aiming for that sort of patch upgrade enhancement thing to release in June as well. So that will include updates to Oakville sub, updates to Peninsula Corridor, and I'm pretty sure Baby Bullet services on Oakville sub in place of Go Transit. General patches across all routes. These will release on the 7th of June, so like right now. Is the day today? It's the 8th here, so they'll probably be released by now. West Rhine will have graphical improvements, better snow, better level crossing pathing for cars, signal improvements, BR 103 wiper improvements, intercity coach headlight improvements. Bremen will have signalling improvements, BR 110 door improvements, general physics improvements. Going over the page, the Midland Main Line has a huge timetable expansion, an updated 158 physics enhancements and route building improvements, and I'll talk a bit more about them in a second. Rivet Games in general have some improvements coming out for the BR 204, the Isle of Wight and the 483, Arosa West Cornwall and S-Bahn Luzerne, and also the 38 tube stock for the Bakerloo line. Peak Forest, also the 4F, will have the safety valve volume adjusted to bring it more in line with the 8F and 6P. Midland Main Line patches. So there is a revised timetable, not really revised, upgraded timetable. It's twice as large as what it was on release. There are new shorter services for the 158, new freight services only for PC, and some other services to have a play around with. They have some new assets, completely new assets, such as bridges, new stations with new assets, better route building generally, huge simulation improvements to the Class 158 particularly, but also the HST, so wiper things, wipers actually working, general sander updates. This was all of that huge log that was announced to be releasing for the 158 whenever they could get it to the production stage. And there'll also be various other bug fixes, such as blocking in the door, not being able to open certain things, dodgy cab instruments, and the like. So that is the Midland Main Line patch. Just Trains, we have a bit of an update on Just Trains route. We have a screenshot now. and someone has pointed out that it looks quite similar to something out of Preston to Blackpool, and all of the other things hint towards Preston to Blackpool. The rolling stock type, the route length. So it's probably Preston to Blackpool. It could be something else though. Don't quote me on that. Diesel mechanical and diesel electric trains. So probably the diesel electric will be a recycled loco. And the article mentioned that they were like caping to do something. Oh, they said something was a caper to build, and a lot of people have caught on to that, and caper pacer anagram. So there could be a pacer. They could be trying to hint at that. So that's a bit of stuff to look forward to. The Vectron has been leaked, or not really leaked, but there's a Steam DB depot dump that includes a Vectron with Enos wagons, and this will come to Kassel-Wurzburg and Dresden to Reise. Now, we don't really know what it is. It's the Vectron is a very broad term, but it's probably going to be something like what I have up there on that image. Obviously, it won't be in that livery. It'll most likely be in either rail pooled or DB traffic red. So that is the Vectron. Now, there are a few other things that I haven't mentioned, and a few things that I haven't mentioned enough. So there may or may not be a few other videos, full-length videos, on their own things, like maybe on the Glossop line, maybe on guard mode. Who knows? That is going to be all for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Apologies for not uploading recently. I've been very busy. And I'll see you all next time. No live stream tomorrow because I am still quite busy. Goodbye.